Good afternoon, foodies. How's it going? We're at a historical part of KL called Pudu, and we are here to hunt for an amazing Cantonese dish at a 35-year-old restaurant called Hyun Ki. Hyun Ki is a restaurant that is nestled sort of in a hidden area in Pudu under a highway bridge, and it has been around since 1985. The setting of this restaurant is simple, no frills, and sort of reminds me of the olden days kopitiam that I used to visit as a kid. Oh, and they specialize in claypot chicken rice. We'll place our orders, and while we wait, pack time! Claypot rice originates from Guangdong province in China, and they call it Bao Zai Fan. It's traditionally prepared atop a charcoal stove where parboiled or pre-cooked rice is placed in a clay pot and cooked together with the necessary protein ingredients that imparts flavor on the rice. The clay pot allows the rice to breathe and absorb the flavors of the meats, whereas the charcoal fire creates an amazing smokiness in this dish akin to the wok hei of a char kway teow. By the way, the best char kway teow video, link up above. In Malaysia, we call our claypot rice nga pong kai fa because the protein that we use almost exclusively is chicken. Oh, our rice is here. Oh my god, the fragrance is crazy on this dish. As you can see here, there are a few pieces of chicken. There's the lap cheong, the Chinese preserved sausages, and they also gave us this little plate with salted fish inside. I can't wait to start. So we're gonna just pour the salted fish over our rice. Okay, I got my huge spatula here. I'm gonna need to mix the rice to give it an even flavor. So are you ready, guys? Oh, look at that steam coming out from this pot. My god, wow. That is amazing. And the chicken pieces are rather huge. Wow, I'm super impressed with this. Give it a good mix. Make sure the colors of the rice are even. Oh, the steam is insane. Oh. There's a very nice and very present smokiness that's just coming out of this dish. You get a really present smokiness from the rice. You taste all the black sauce savouriness and a little bit, just a small tinge of sweetness and bitterness within. And the rice, individually grained, firm, moist, but definitely not mushy. It's got a nice crunch to it even. And if you happen to capture a little bit of that crusted rice at the bottom of the clay pot, oh, it gives you that amazing toasty flavor. Alright, I can't wait to try that chicken. Let's have a bit of that chicken. Ridiculously tender, juicy, insanely well marinated. My goodness, the flavors savory, sweet, very pronounced mixture of soy sauce and dark soy sauce. It gives off that very umami flavor as well. What I noticed is that they don't pre-cook their chicken. Everything here is actually cooked raw. They start off with what we call sangmai, which is they just throw the grains of rice into the clay pot, and then they pour chicken stock to cook the rice. And the chicken is marinated beforehand, but it is not cooked, it's totally raw chicken because some of the stalls that we see, they actually pre-cook the chicken to make it cook faster. But over here at Hyun Ki, they do it entirely the traditional way. Everything is cooked from scratch. And I think they even marinated it with some ginger as well. Because I could taste this very nice ginger spice at the end of the bite. Wow. Alright, we're gonna get everything in one bite. A little bit of that chicken with the rice. Then you get a little bit of the lap cheong as well. This is the Chinese preserved sausage. It is generally pure. Oh, this is that money bite right here. It's kind of amazing that Chinese sausage. It's crazy. Savory, mainly sweet. It gives a very nice counterbalance to the savoriness and the soy sauce flavor of the entire dish. In that bite, I get like everything in one go. You get a multi-layered exposure of flavors. Everything just comes together. And I noticed they also put all these spring onions on top of the rice. The spring onion works in very miraculous ways, where it sort of cuts down quite a bit on the oiliness of the dish. It makes it a lot more refreshing. And you keep taking bite after bite of this rice without stopping. If you're here alone and you order a personal pot, I think the best way to eat it, you just eat it straight off the clay pot. I mean, you don't have to use a big spatula like me. They do have a normal size spoon. By the way guys, I would recommend as you get the clay pot chicken rice, you should go with a side of pork stomach soup as well. Oh, look at the amount of ingredients in this soup. There's a lot of pig stomach and they have the chicken feet as well, with some spring onions. Smells really fragrant. Surprisingly, it doesn't smell overly peppery. Oh. On sip, savoriness, a mild porky sweetness, and the peppery flavor. As you swallow, it goes down to your throat very smoothly. It has that moderate kick, not overly peppery, which I really like, because a lot of the pepper soup, right, they're way too peppery and it's like the moment you put it in your mouth, it just attacks you with that pepper heat, like oh. But this one has got a pretty good balance. You have to taste the rest of the flavors along with the pepper flavor. This is a very well balanced soup. Can I have a bit of that pig stomach? Wow, their pig stomach looks really thick. Oh, I'm not a pig stomach expert, but generally when I eat pig stomach, there's this extreme rubberiness. But this pig stomach that I had, the surface is a little bit chewy, but the inside is surprisingly tender and soft. I mean, I've never really had pig stomach that is this tender. I mean, this is really nice. So it gives you a very nice multi-layered bite texture. And the flavor too, you will taste the porkiness and then only you'll taste that pepperiness. And I say it's a very refreshing soup and it goes extremely well with this clay pot chicken rice. You must get this soup. This soup is good. A bit of that rice. I still don't get over how flavorful this rice is. Guys, one thing I noticed really about Hyun Ki, when you first receive this clay pot, don't touch it, let it rest. It needs to rest like a piece of good steak. Let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes and then stir it. Because what happens is, it lowers the temperature and it allows the crust underneath to build up a little bit more. After you wait for 10 minutes, you eat it, the flavor intensifies. The flavor is released properly into the rice and the temperature is just nice where your tongue can actually taste all the individual flavors. And now it's no longer steaming, right? This is where I find it to be the most flavorful moment. I'm very surprised. It's still warm, you can still taste the warmness of the rice, but the flavor is spicy, toasty, sweet, bitter, savory. Everything, it hits you all at once. It's like a multi-combo hit. Wow! So I probably shouldn't be advocating this. I think maybe you can start off by eating the hotter version and then leave half of it, wait for it to cool down a bit. When it's warm, you try it again. Different level. Different level. Trust me guys. Just trust me on this one. So we're done our meal and see you guys for feeding time in a bit. You can pause the video for a better view. Feeding time! Hyun Ki dishes out some intense clay pot rice. Flavor extremely well balanced with nice smokiness. The texture very well layered. When the dish is hot, it might lack a little bit of that robustness in the flavor, but as it cools down to a warm temperature, the flavors really stand out and present themselves. And the dish instantly skyrockets from an okay to a half a plate. The pig stomach soup is refreshingly peppery and it acts as a balance to cancel out the greasiness and the heaviness of the clay pot chicken rice. That said, Hyun Ki scores an okay on the gourmet plate, which means it is a really decent clay pot chicken rice. It is definitely the best clay pot chicken rice that we have tried. and we have tried most, if not all, of the popular claypot chicken rice spots. Probably in the next few days, we will start posting the other claypot chicken rice spots that we have visited on our Instagram stories. So do feel free to check out our Instagram profile. The link is down below. So that concludes our review for this spot. If you liked our food adventures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell button. Till we meet again in the next food episode. Bye!